here's another League of Legends game coming your way, this time in the form of a post-game commentary. So for this one we have a very old matchup, and I decided to use the opportunity to try to play someone I have not played in a really long time. So be aware that I'm going to be kind of rusty on it, and you'll see how things go as we progress. But you'll notice Malzahar did get through the bans, and if you read the title, he got through the picks also. And just due to how Anivia's wave clear works, I didn't want to send the Voidlings in because they'd just die and give her a little bit more gold without really accomplishing anything. So what I was thinking here is I want someone with wave clear. Now normally in this situation I'd go Vel'Koz, and overall I'd say he probably was the best pick possible, but this is a hindsight thing, so keep that in mind. Plus they want to invade, so I figure, you know what? We need someone who can have some CC at level 1.
Let's light it up.
So that's why I'm switching over to Dotcaster, over to Burstcaster, that way I get the Thunderlord's proc also. Taking Feast because I figure there's going to be a lot of harass in this lane, and there is, don't worry. Overall, Green Fathers doesn't really help. I could use... There's like one or two situations where Green Fathers would come in handy. But there you have it, Elementalist Lux. So Bandit's kind of nice because if I use the auto attack proc on my passive I get gold for it, and that's pretty much what I was thinking. Frame rate's a little bad early on, but it gets a little better, so don't worry. So Ignite's not really going to help against Anivia because you have to kill her twice, which is not really something I can do. The way her egg works is it will deny me the reset on my ult, and basically by the time I kill her, everything's going to be on cooldown, so it's not really worth it for me to try to kill her unless she really messes up. And you'll kind of see what I'm getting at as we go. So we have someone playing Nocturne. And if you notice, he is running Fervor of Battle. He will be going for the Bloodrazor Blade of the Rune King build, and you can kind of see its ups and downs here. I would say lethality normally is better. The thing is, with Anivia, Warwick, and Cho on the field, the Bloodrazor build is going to do a lot more for you because there's a lot of HP to cut through. Anivia is going to go Rod of Ages more often than not. This one goes for both Rod and Archangels. And then Warwick and Cho just have a lot of hit points. So in case you're wondering if I'd still use the Bloodrazor build, in this situation, yes I would. This is a bit of an anomaly. So right there I'm trying to point out double teleport. That will give them a little bit of split push pressure. It's just Anivia is going to stay somewhere to wave clear. Overall, she has much better wave clear, and I didn't really know Lux's wave clear was as bad as it kind of is. So Lucian is running Thunderlords, if you haven't noticed, and pretty much we have parallel summoners for the solo lane guys. Cho and Singed are both running the Deathfire Touch. Warwick and Nocturne are running Fervor, and then Anivia and I are running Thunderlords. But then the bot lane differs. So Zilean is running the Stoneborn Pact. I don't know if Wind Speakers would actually affect his ult at all, but generally for Zilean I see him running Thunderlords, that's the thing. In case you're worrying about Stoneborn Pact, he just has to use his E or double Q something, and that'll apply it. In case you're wondering, this guy is really good with the double bombs, as you'll see as the game progresses. And the bad news here is, if you want to know the combo of Zilean can double bomb 2 people,
Gold becomes good. Basic economic alchemy.
letting her lines go through, I can just root them in place with the light binding, and we can do a number on them. And we get a lot of kills by doing this over the course of the game, so just a heads up.
I can't wait to get started.
So I'm telling them I have the Q because we're trying to invade. They're going for a different route than I am. We didn't really ping which way we should go or anything. And then I need to point out I'm the only guy with CC here, so I have to lead this. In case you're wondering about that ghost sound, that is Singe's new passive. The slipstream thing. So right here, I'm kind of, since we're not in voice chat, I don't know when we should move exactly. There's the Anivia stun. So that was Thresh and Jin. Now unfortunately, I am fairly slow. Lux has a lot of weaknesses, which is why she's not really played that often, and I don't think I'm going to really work her into rotation until she gets some better buffs.
Minions have spawned.
Basically, you can see there that everyone left me in their dust. And then, like I said, her wave clear sucks. It's not as bad as, say, someone like Annie, but that's really, really lame. And yeah, that's pretty much it for a while. I'd like to say I'm exaggerating, but we're just going to be farming for the most part. So right here I'm trying to get used to Lux's damage, her auto attack animation, and projectile speed. You can see I missed the first CS, but I can start compensating now that I actually have a feel for the damage and the speed.
There's no shame in retreating.
So Anivia doesn't really want to do anything until level 2 because then she'll have her QE combo.
I'll lead the way to victory.
And like I said, since I have to get through her egg to actually kill her, there's really no incentive for me to do much at all. Pretty much both of us need to ramp up for the team fights, and those will be kind of explosive. So I should point out, pre-6 I do have more wave clear than her because of the E, but once she gets level 6, that's it. And now keep in mind if I were playing Vel'Koz, that would be under tower already.
Not an option.
Some of you may say I'm a little bit biased because I like the void creatures the best, but it's kinda true. So you can see you're able to wave clear if you can proc the passive. The way Lux is designed, she needs to auto-attack the stuff in order to actually really hurt it. Basically, for Vel'Koz, he just has to do the whole 3 proc thing. For Lux, in order to get that extra AP ratio that she needs to clear, you have to land your spell and then auto-attack it.
Enemy double tap. An enemy has been slain.
So this is going to give me a little bit of a problem later on. For Anivia, if you don't know, she goes, she starts Q, she takes E at 2, she'll take her wall at level 3 or 4, but she will max her E. So even though she actually has very little mana, or not mana, AP, the way her E works is it apparently gives her like double or triple damage or something when the frostbite thing is in effect. So I'm trying to use the shield to skew the trades in my favor, which is a little successful if you notice. And the thing is, if I ran Ignite, I probably could have popped the egg, it's just I don't have anything to follow up on it.
Shine on.
Overall, in retrospect, I definitely have to say Lux is probably not the best pick for this match. It's just, I figured you guys wanted to see someone different. Plus, I was a little bit confident about being able to take part in team fights. So Anivia went back, that's why I'm trying to push this in. She's going to teleport into the bot lane and they're going to get a double kill. So see her right there on the minimap, she teleported to the brush in the river.
Does this come in multiple colors?
Has been slain.
Ditching my biscuit so I can get a refillable. Warwick kills Lucian with an assist for Anivia. And she has a tier now, and the good news is Zillion is just completely gone. They seriously cannot catch him because he'll pop his E and gone. Nocturne is also here to offer a little bit of support in case they tried something like really crazy / suicidal,
The people lose heart.
but not the case. So right here we were a little concerned they were doing Dragon.
Lighting the way.
Dropping my pink ward so we get some true sight. We can try to keep an eye out for ganks over there. Overall, I don't really think Warwick... He might come mid once or twice, but the junglers are interested in other lanes this game, which is more reason why this is going to be mostly a farm game.
I will be a luminous force in the world.
So I don't really know why Nocturne wanted to loop around, because as far back as the two of us are standing, we're never going to land anything on one another. Now, unfortunately, right here, you can see I trade a little bit more of her health than mine. She has no potions. The thing is, she's going to get her ult, and then she's going to be able to use the E to basically just get the damage instantly without having to land the skill shot Q.
Fight the good fight. Odds be damned.
Yes, there goes Lux cursing. So right here is when I completely underestimated the E damage, because you can see it did like 200 damage, which is like a quarter of my health. And that's without her having any real AP stuff. So I'm right here, I'm a little confused on, does that move really do that much damage based on how easy it actually is to proc? Basically just RE and you're guaranteed to do it. And unfortunately, it seems that is indeed the case.
The strongest light is the one within.
So pretty much from here I'm going to be playing safe so that it doesn't happen again.
Bright enough for you?
So I'm thinking Anivia was pinging right there to tell him that I'm on my way, because I'm not letting him get Nocturne.
The path is lit. I must choose my destiny.
It's unlikely that there was a ward I walked over or anything, so that's why I'm thinking the ping, they would have seen me walking over that way, he would have pinged Warwick and said, hey, Lux is coming. It's gonna be bad if you don't get out of there.
An enemy has been slain.
Now in terms of build, I am rushing the Morellonomicon, and there's a couple reasons for this. The first of which is that it gives you CDR, which is really, really nice on Lux. It makes her ult come up even more often if you do successfully use it as a snipe.
The elements are all at my disposal.
And I walked right back into this. And yeah, you can see with no AP items, half my health gone. Actually, she might have... I don't think she has the blasting one yet. Right here they're fighting, so this is one of those moments when Green Fathers would have actually came in handy because I can proc that. Nope, no AP items. So I flash down the other side of the wall, and she's done here. So there's her egg, and there's really nothing she can do to survive. I just go ahead and take that. Helping Nocturne with this since I did just take the kill. And it's dragon time. So if you notice the bar over my portrait, or whatever you want to call that, I am ready to transform. It's just I'm not going to transform until I get onto the fountain. In case you're wondering why that is, it's just that way I'm out of danger and I can actually showcase the transformation. So this is the last time you'll see Lux in light form, because right now she's all washed up. So right here I definitely want the boots so that I can get around a little bit more faster. I have 330 base movement speed. With this I'm at 355, so I'm actually able to potentially keep up with people. Keep in mind there's no way I can actually keep up with Warwick or Singed, since those two are really, really good at running at people, but the others are somewhat fair game. So yeah, the Nocturne ult doesn't really get any kills, but they get both flashes. I don't know if they got the Jhin heal or not. Right here you can see what I mean by her wave clear is kinda bad. Not only that, I'm also taking a crap load of damage by trying to make it so that I actually get these minions. I end up missing the cannon in the end. So you'll notice Anivia gets blue buff, so that means she's going to just be able to indefinitely push.
I'm just beginning to plumb the depths of his power.
And with the boots, it's now much easier than it used to be to dodge her stuff. So one thing I really hate about Lux is the cost of her E, especially for how little it does in the grand scheme of things. It's more expensive than her ult, and it doesn't actually provide wave clear or anything. I mean, its utility contribution is just a slow. That's literally it.
There's still so much I don't know.
So in water form, you'll notice that the sound effects have changed to be more of a splashing, watery sound compared to how they are now. And right here I'm trying to get up there to ult, but I can't see them. I'd have to take a blind shot, and I don't think it's really worth the cooldown at the moment. Lux's ult is pretty low cooldown in the first place.
You're going under.
And I needed to
There's
clear the
no
wave
turning
there.
the tide, unless you need it.
So I'm not entirely sure why Nocturne's really whining like that, but yeah. So right here I want to move around a little bit more quickly, and if I need to ult the wave, I need CDR.
Shopper, shouldn't I receive a discount?
So with this I'm now sitting at 25% because I'm running the Intelligence Mastery. And the ult should be at a 60, or no, it should be like 58 seconds I think right now.
Why limit myself to a single element?
And I did have the CS advantage on Anivia for the longest time. It's just once she hits level 6, pretty much all the CS is free for her.
Crash against them.
Like if I were playing Vel'Koz, I actually would have the wave clear in my W to potentially push the melee minions through the snowstorm, but it's not always guaranteed, and she can actually compensate for that.
The river charts its own course.
Now I should also mention, due to the Infernal Dragon we got earlier, I'm going to scale much better than normal. So that's another reason why I'm just trying to take this late. And if you haven't noticed with the whole theme of this week's games, they're much longer than the norm.
Quake before the deluge.
So Warwick goes down. A bad ice wall allows me to just walk out. Cost me a lot of hit points, but for the kill, I'd say it's worth. Now I believe I am running Bounty Hunters, that would be stack number 2. Now I just have to get the top and the bot lanes.
An ally has been slain.
So in case you're wondering, yes, I will eventually teach Jin how to snipe. Why do in 4 shots what other people can do in 1?
Shallow or deep. It's never wise to fight the current.
So right here she now has to move it some way. It's up to her if she wants to push in, if she wants to try to freeze. It's just the way I'm trying to force her is she's not allowed to just do whatever she wants. So right here, since she's not showing, I can go ahead and push this in.
Enemy has been slain.
Best to go with the flow in this case.
An ally has
She
been
kills the
slain.
spook, and I'm really low on mana here. So right here I want to ping this as I go to tell them, okay, we can't really fight. Luckily our friends come through. So Singed came down. He did fling her out of my E, yes. I can't really explain it, but
Still made of water.
anyway, that's another Anivia kill down.
One element everyone respects.
So we get our Morellonomicon, which will inflict grievous wounds on Warwick. And right here, this just goes to hell.
And takes it away.
I don't know why Zillion is sitting on the fountain as long as he is, but he's kind of going to cost us this dragon fight. So you know, Singe, Nocturne, and I are here. Lucian's already waiting, trying to get the Scuttle Crab. He's life-stealing up, so that's something. This is a bad ult on Nocturne's part. So Warwick is on Lucian, if you didn't notice. And now Zillion is finally here. So keep in mind for that fight we did not have access to his ult or his double bombs. Granted, his ult just came up. And I really don't know why he's screwing around right here, right now. He's just digging the hole deeper. So basically we give them a handful of kills plus an Infernal. And what's going to slow me down right here is I need the Banshee's Veil because Anivia is dealing a lot of damage, and then I also have to worry about Cho. Warwick does some magic damage with his passive and everything. And then the Thrush also does magic damage, so I definitely want the Banshees to just limit some of what they're doing. So right here the team decides to start fighting amongst each other.
The current guides me.
The big problem there, though, was he went on Lucian when Lucian was pretty full, and he had Cho'Gath right next to him. When it comes to bodyguard stuff, Cho'Gath is one of the best in the game. He has a slow on his E now, he has it on his Q, then he has the silence on his W. He is all about disruption, and you could see when Nocturne went in there, he literally had no chance of killing Lucian. There was nothing there for him. But anyway, now I have the rank 2 ult.
Hold the sweetest waters.
So yeah, that's the whole Anivia combo. I have no way to really answer that burst. It's just going to be once I finally have my Banshee's Veil, it's not going to hurt nearly as bad. So you can see on their team, Anivia has her Roa. She doesn't have the Archangels just yet. For Warwick, he has the Titanic Hydra. I want to say he got that a little too early. He did get a triple kill just now, keep in mind, but yes, that's more tower assisted rather than his sheer damage. So you didn't notice, look at those dots on the map. I'm guessing they tower dove. And Warwick is really good at ruining those with his fear and his suppression. So, needlessly large rod plus Sorcerer's Shoes now. And the Sorcerer's Shoes should pretty much offset the MR I get from the Null Magic Mantle right there.
Drop by drop.
So moments like this kind of make me want to get a Luden's Echo.
Water seeks its own level.
See right here they're saying, hey, you don't want to be low around a Warwick, yet they're not doing a damn thing to cover the lane until Singe got here. So Nocturne eats a free Q. I don't know if Cho actually stole the small raptors or not.
Thoughts are like water, shallow or deep. You're all wet.
One other thing I can comment about now that I have knowledge of the game in advance, teleport probably would have been a lot better than ghost. Pretty much I'm going to be on my heels until I get the Banshee's Veil, and then things will turn. So right there I got her ult. It's just, we're not really going to do anything to take advantage, or her flash I mean. We're not going to do anything to take advantage of it. So when you go water into air, you go into ice form. That's why I wanted to go here, because I was wondering, does Anivia, or does Lux have any unique lines for Anivia? I didn't hear any when I was first playing this, but we'll see as the game progresses if there was one I didn't notice. So one critique I have to give right here is the Banshee Veil has a pretty bad build path.
Those moments we cherish the most.
Basically, I guess if you... how to put it? So there are 3 items. You have to get the Fiendish Codex, the Null Magic Mantle, and the Blasting Wand.
Nothing personal.
And the thing is, unless you're going to get this first, you're probably not actually going to have the inventory space for all of it. And the components themselves are pretty lame on their own. I mean, the Codex is nice for the CDR, but you'd probably need to, like, it'd be better if the Null Magic Mantle was a Negatron itself, because then you actually get some decent MR by getting that part.
You're in my way.
I do not really have a high opinion of the Banshee Veil because it has such a long cooldown. So Zillion got hit by my shield on the way back in. It was buffed, I believe, to give twice as much if it hits an ally on the way out. So I didn't actually get it there, so I'm trying to get it. So right there we take down Warwick. Nocturne goes down. And with the junglers off the map, we can just go ahead and take the dragon. So yes, I narrowly missed Jhin there.
I have gone numb.
So right here I'm waiting around the corner in case someone goes after Lucian. So I was going to just do my combo right there, the EQ, and then hopefully some of my allies would pile on. But anyway, we finally have enough to go ahead and get this damn Banshee Veil, and then I can pass this weak point and actually get to some stronger points.
How much for 10 of these?
So the item I'm going to want next is going to be Needlessly Large Rod to build into Death Cap. That way I can just try to wave clear a little bit better, because I simply can't keep up with Anivia.
Frozen heart never hesitates.
So right here I had my finger on the R key in case I needed to help pop the egg, but they had that. So yes, Jhin doesn't really get anything done with his shots. I think it still weakens some minions, but that's kind of it. So that's the Zillion passive in case you haven't seen it before. I don't think I've played Zillion on channel since his rework, but that line right there was her Chronicles of Narnia line. So right there, didn't get the kill, but you got to see the synergy between me and Zillion. So if you ever see her talk, well, hear her talk about Turkish Delight, that's a reference to the Chronicles of Narnia. That's what the White Witch used to bribe Edmund into listening to her and ultimately onto her side in the line The Witch in the Wardrobe. But anyway, right here I'm just going to tank the tower for the team. Since I can play so far back, I really don't need my health as high as some of my teammates. We do get to kill Cho, but here Sinch is going to commit suicide by trying to show off. And there he goes.
Has been slain.
So he literally had no reason to be there other than to intentionally give a kill over. Luckily, he doesn't actually make a habit out of this, but it's... I can't stress enough. He had no business being there. He's not like Udyr in the game I upload, where you can actually flank from behind.
Queen is not an insult.
His only reason for being there is if he wants to die.
The cold bites.
So, needlessly large rod costs $12.50. I have about 3/4 of that at the moment. And even though Nocturne was saying, hey, come to the blue, yada yada yada, I was afraid they were doing Barons. That's why I didn't care about the blue. I just wanted to get over there. Nocturne's going to keep most of the blue buffs anyway, which isn't actually that much of a problem. Just due to the way this plays out, I don't have too much of a mana problem. I am running 2 points of meditation too, I should point out. So I didn't actually realize this, but there's a negative interaction there between Jhin and Nocturne. So if you notice, he was shooting completely blind. When the Nocturne ult came down, he couldn't tell where his bullets were going or anything, so he just fired them hoping they'd connect, and in reality they all missed. But anyway, Warwick went down. I don't know if I got to inflict grievous wounds on him or not, but he's not really an issue here. We have a decent team for taking care of him. So unfortunately my shield probably caused them to not go after Zilean. And since his ult is down, they want him. So there's the Thresh Flash. I give him a little timeout. Dropping this in case they try to chase after me, I can fire another one behind me, and I do my whole combo there, the QE ult. But anyway, I now have enough to get the needlessly large rods, that's a little bit more AP.
Basic economic alchemy.
You can see Nocturne's build, he is going into Maw Malmortius second. Well, after his Blade of the Rune King and Blood Razor, that is.
Bitter chill or refreshingly cool.
So right there you got to see me on the receiving end of the Zilean ult. So basically if he...
Feel
I don't know if he has to deal damage or if it's just time-based. I imagine it'd be time-based just because of the way the character's story works. He will generate these charges, stacks, whatever you want to call them, and each stack is worth 1 EXP. Once he has enough to give someone a level up, he can then click on them, that tether will appear, and then if the tether finishes channeling, the person will level up, and he also gets the EXP. It's not a guaranteed level up for him. Only the person he gives it to has like a 2-minute cooldown. So right here, we do wonders to keep Nocturne alive. So there is the Zilean ult. So there's the Prismatic Barrier. And we managed to get the Warwick and the Thresh. And it didn't really cost us anything. Another Anivia kill for me.
just like going to sleep.
So it definitely feels like Lux's contribution to the team these days is more in the form of shields than just raw damage.
Water made whole.
Now granted, if I were up against someone who weren't as able to stack HP as Anivia is, I might be able to just insta-burst them. It's just, for some reason Riot's emphasizing the shield, so I'm getting at. That's what they just buffed on Lux, so that he shields for twice as much on the way back in if it shields an ally on the way out. Overall, it's not really the greatest change, and it doesn't really address any of Lux's problems at all. In case you remember what those were since I went over them, high mana cost on the E, lack of wave clear,
Passion is a liability.
then the whole part about everything of hers being a skill shot doesn't really help her. So I'm trying to ping Thresh every once in a while just to take his Moby boots down, in case you're wondering. and this is what cost us the inhibitor. So yes, they popped Lucian through my prismatic barrier. So first it was the Zillion ult that went down, now it's the Guardian Angel. I tried to barrier him again, but it doesn't really matter. And right here I'm a little confused on why I singed his top when there's 5 people mid, but right over the player's head. So I didn't know if he ran off somewhere and he's just looping back around, but yeah.
No shelter from the cold.
And there's another charge of the Zillion passive to give us another free level. So that pushes me ever closer to level 16. Once I have that, I'll have the rank 3 ult, which will have a better refresh on the kill or assist. I actually think it's only kill. In case you're wondering, since it's been a very long time since I played Lux, they also changed their ult to where it partially refunds if you get a kill. The amount of the refund depends on the rank of the move. I want to say it's like 20, 40, 60. So 20 at rank 1, 40 at rank 2, and 60% at rank 3, but I'm not 100% sure. Main thing is, if you're able to kill people with it and you have 45% CTR like I do, it's only going to be down for a few seconds at a time.
Frozen heart never hesitates.
So right here, the thing that I'm worried about is I want to clear this so that it starts pushing into the tower down here, but I also don't really want to show myself so that they rush Baron. So that's why I'm firing out of the brush. They may see the red dots vanish, but they won't see me unless it's warded. So the Banshee Veil is back up. The Water Dragon should be giving me mana regen, so I'll tick up by the time I get there. Should also mention, if you didn't know, the Water Dragon is really good at messing with Warwick because it heals you based off of what you're missing. So it's very good at pushing him or pushing the target of his hunt above 50% so that he loses track of them. Unless you actually have a regen item or something, the Water Dragon's really your only protection against Warwick, as messed up as that sounds.
Our enemies could be anywhere.
So right here we're trying to force a Baron fight while Cho'Gath is down. We basically want to use the 5 of us versus the 4 of them. No one is serious about actually doing this. We're just trying to force them into a fight we can win. So I get an assist here just because of the shields I was throwing around, and I send my E here as zone control because I'm thinking, hey, we got the jungler, let's get out of here before we fight Anivia where she's actually strongest. But no, we want to fight Anivia where she's strongest. So I didn't know the wolf camp was up there, as a result they blocked my Q. So right there I have her rooted in place. I'm leaving my E here as a slow. And then remember, you have to hit Thresh periodically to disable his Moby Boots. So that's why I didn't actually leave that up. Overall, we were pretty much in the clear to escape from Anivia. It's Thresh we had to worry about, him getting close and lanterning her in. But anyway, I now have enough for my death cap. And unfortunately, this is the last item I buy, even though I am sitting on a fortune at the end of the game.
Cold calculation is the key to victory. Nothing personal.
So right here I'm just trying to move around to get some vision. I have a ward charge coming up, but like the team isn't nearby to potentially follow up, that's the thing. Overall, I have not been on the receiving end of a Zillion ult, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Now, Thrush messed up with the position of that pink ward. I can actually clear this over the wall. So I don't even know if he can see me doing this. For all he knows, it's just losing health. So in case you're wondering, I popped the E early because I actually wanted them to come out. Hey Jin, this is how you snipe someone. So you'll notice my ult went on a 12-second cooldown, approximately. So Warwick goes down. Showdown. I have to flash out, but there goes Thrush. And I missed. And you'll notice Anivia has a crap load of HP. It's just... At this point, the three of us really can hurt. And I have enough CDR and everything to where my stuff is not down for that long. So I don't know if I got 5 assists that fight, but I got at least 2 kills and 2 assists. I might have said 5 assists, but I meant if I got an assist for all their kills. The main thing is I got at least 4 or 5 for my kill participation. So Warwick is staying a little too close. As such, he gets vaporized. So unfortunately Zillion here is toast. The guy apologizes even though that was a really good move still. We got the inhibitor and trading that for him is actually good because we killed the jungler in the process. That gave us a free Elder Dragon right here. That was by no means a bad move on his part. So pretty much their only way to contest that is the Jin W. So you'll notice Jin is getting mowed down. I get the assist because of the shield I gave Nocturne in the Baron Pit. And I should point out my ult is up because I did kill Warwick with it. So anyway, since Jin is down, we can actually look into going for the Baron. The advantage doing this now is we don't have to worry about his ult raining down on us, and then if Warwick tries to come by, I can try to root him with my Q, and we could turn and kill him. So unfortunately I did just lose my Banshees because Baron's a bastard. So it went down. And this is pretty much the end of the game. With Elder and Baron, there's nothing they can really do. So right there you get to see the Zillion Bomb, lock him in place. I just threw out my shield here to get an assist. They really didn't need me for that. So right here I'm after Jin. Unfortunately the minions did block my Q. Warwick for some reason decides to run in, which is not in the best interest of his health. So I go ahead and kill him, I blow up Thresh in the process, I get the assist on Thresh, I kill Anivia with my Q auto, and that's game. So we get to the stats screen, there's a bit of bad news. Now, I wasn't actually familiar if her dance changed, so I'm a little confused right here if she's actually dancing. She is, as you'll see when she brings her copies in. So, guess my rank. Now, first, I give the honor to Nocturne, since he didn't flip out too bad. This gives me the Omega Squad icon. But in terms of rank, that was S-. I was a little confused about that. Sadly, I didn't have the box available to unlock, but yeah. Anyway, you'll notice in terms of damage, I was number 2 behind Lucian. Nocturne actually did a really good job keeping up with us, and you can see damage taken, I'm at the lowest, because I was sitting in the back for the most part. Now, I was kind of hoping to see how much damage I shielded, because that would be my bigger contribution, I have to say. When Nocturne jumped into the back line, Zillion and I kind of kept him alive, and we just did some splash damage here and there. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.